Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to learn how to find fractions of amounts. We've got 4 success criteria, and the first one is to find a fraction of amount using diagrams. So if we were asked to shade in 3/5 of this rectangle, we need to start by splitting the shape up into 5 equal parts. Now the important thing here is that each part is equal, so we split it up into 5 equal parts. And then to shade in 3/5 of the shape, we shade in 3 of the rectangles, like so. So we've shaded in 3/5 of this shape. It doesn't matter which 3 parts you shade in, you can shade in any 3 parts at all, just as long as you shade in 3 out of 5 parts. And remember, all the parts must be of equal size. This time we want to shade in 2/3 of this shape, and the shape has already been split up into 6 equal parts. So that means that for every 3 parts, we need to shade in 2 of them. So if we look at the first 3 rectangles, the first 3 parts, we need to shade in 2 of them. And then the last 3 parts, we need to shade in 2 of them as well. So we've shaded in 2/3 of this shape. So what fraction of this shape is shaded? Well, you can see that we've shaded in 4 parts out of 6 parts in total. So we've shaded in 4/6 of this shape. And we can simplify that answer because 4/6 is the same as 2/3. So we can say we've shaded in 2/3 of this shape. Here are some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready for your answers, press play. Here are your answers, so you can mark those. And now we've completed success criteria 1. So now we're going to move on to success criteria 2, which is to find a fraction of an amount numerically. So here we want to find 2/3 of 36. So when we find a fraction of an amount, we divide the amount by the number on the bottom, and we multiply that answer by the number on the top. So to find 2/3 of 36, we do 36 divided by 3, because 3 is the number on the bottom, the denominator, which is 12, and then we multiply that answer by the number on the top. So we multiply 12 by 2. So the answer is 24. 2/3 of 36 is 24. Here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready for the answer, press play. So here's your answer. To find 3/4 of 20, we do 20 divided by 4, which is 5, and then we multiply that 5 by 3, which is 15. So my answer is 15. Remember to divide by the number on the bottom and then multiply by the number on the top. This time we want to find 3/5 of 22. Now this one's a little bit more difficult because we need to do 22 divided by 5, but 5 doesn't go into 22. So for this one, we're going to use a bus stop method. And we say how many times 5 goes into 2? Well, it goes in 0 times with remainder 2. Then how many times does 5 go into 22? Well, it goes in 4 times, but with a remainder of 2. So we need to put a decimal point down and a 0, and a decimal point on top. And we've got a remainder of 2, so we put that remainder in front of the 0. So now we can do how many 5s go into 20? Well, 5 goes into 24 times. So my answer is 4.4. But now I need to times that 4.4 by the number on the top of the fraction. So 4.4 times 3, which is 13.2. So my answer is 13.2. Here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So for this question, we need to do 52 divided by 8. So we use the bus stop method. And 8 goes into 5 times 0. And 8, we then need to carry the 5, and 8 goes into 52 6 times. But with still a remainder. We've still got a remainder of 4. We carry the 4 onto the 0, and 8 goes into 45 times. So 52 divided by 8 is 6.5. And then we need to do 6.5 times 5, which is 32.5. So our answer is 32.5. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers. There's your amber answers. And there's your red answers. And now we've completed success criteria 2. So now we're going to have a go at success criteria 3, and this is to answer reverse fractions problems. So we've got 2 methods here that we could use. The first method to answer this question, Jack was asked to find 3/5 of a number, and his answer is 6. So what was the number? So here we're being told what 3/5 is, and we want to find out what the original amount was. So if you imagine splitting up a shape into fifths, we've got 3 of those fifths. So 3 of those squares, 3 of those parts are equal to 6. So that means each part is equal to 2. So if we've got 5 parts, that'll be a total of 10. 5 2s are 10. So our answer is 10. The second way you can answer this question is, instead of dividing by the bottom and timesing by the top, we work backwards doing the opposite. So we can divide by the top and then times by the bottom to find out the amount that we originally had. So we can do 6 divided by the number on top, so 6 divided by 3, which is 2, and then times that 2 by the number on the bottom. So 2 times 5 is 10. So our answer is 10. Here's a question for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. So in this question, Amy was asked to find 5/8 of the number. Her answer is 30, so what was the number? So we can work backwards doing the opposite. So we can start by doing 30 divided by 5, which is 6, and then 6 times the number on the bottom, so that's 48. So the original number was 48. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So there's your green answers. There's your amber answers. And there's your red answers. The green answers made snail. The amber answers made tree. And the red answers made bench. And now we've completed success criteria 3. So now we're going to have a go at success criteria 4, and this is to apply to worded problems. So this question says, Peter buys a drink which comes in a 750 milliliter glass. He drinks 3/5 of the drink before giving the rest to his friend, who drinks 1/3 of what Peter has given him. How much of the milkshake is left? So let's start by working out how much Peter has drank. So we can do this by highlighting the key parts of the question and it just makes it a bit easier. So to find out how much Peter has drank, we can do 3/5 of 750 millilitres. So we divide by 5 and times by 3. So that's 450 millilitres, and that's how much Peter drinks. So that means he gives 300 millilitres to his friend. And his friend drinks 1/3 of this. So 1/3 of 300 millilitres is 100 millilitres. So how much of the milkshake is left? There's 200 millilitres of the drink left. Here are 2 questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to see what you should have done, press play. Here are your answers. So a zoo has 350 animals, 2/5 of the animals are mammals, and 3/7 of the mammals are monkeys. How many monkeys are at the zoo? So let's work out how many mammals there are. So 2/5 of 350 is 140. So there's 140 mammals, and 3/7 of that 140 are monkeys. So 3/7 of 140 is 60. So there are 60 monkeys at the zoo. And for the red question, Jack, Kim and Lucy go out for a meal together, and their bill comes to £85. Jack pays 2/5 of the bill, plus an extra £15, and Lucy and Kim split the rest of the bill equally between them. They each leave a £4 tip, so how much does Lucy pay in total? So let's start by working out how much Jack pays. So Jack pays £34 plus an extra £15. So that means there's £36 left to pay. And Lucy and Kim split this evenly between them. So Lucy and Kim each pay £18 plus a £4 tip. So in total, Lucy pays £22. And now we've completed success criteria 4. So now that we've completed the last objective, it's time to end the video. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you found it useful. Make sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out the other videos on the rest of the channel. See you next time.